It always seems like a shame to draw in, I was pretty happy with the charcoal drawing. I thought it was quite interesting. It's kind of a shame that I have to go over it with paint and wipe out all those lines, or, well, they're still there. They're just not very discernible. Of course, hopefully you come back with equal or better lines when you paint in your painting. Anyway, that's okay. It's part of the process. I've never encountered a successful shortcut for that. There are shortcuts, but not using my preferred technique, there aren't. That's okay, I don't mind it. So what I'm doing right now, I've mixed raw umber and cobalt blue, and I've just scratched in, these lines. Below these lines I'm going to stick with the value that I have roughly. And I am just going to go through the labor of outlining my shape, my foreground shapes, and then I'm going to slowly bring the value up as I get towards the top, and it'll be, I think, quite a light gray as I get towards the top. I'm not sure that I want a lot of design in the sky. I'm thinking I might just have a very soft, sort of a placid gray sky in this one. I think there'll still be enough content in the painting that I don't have to worry about. That. So that's really a bunch of labor. I'm just going to be using cobalt blue, a bit of ultramarine blue, and raw umber and white. So I'll spare you that, because that, as I said, is very much labor intensive. Maybe I'll film it when I'm doing the actual painting, but for the time being, we'll just leave it at that. I guess I'll do one more quick clip about the sky wash-in. Starting below here, it looks fairly greenish. I imagine the camera's picking that up, I'm not sure. But I used a lot of cobalt blue, a hint of ultramarine blue, and some raw umber. And then in my next area, I reduced the cobalt blue to a very small amount, and then increased ultramarine blue and raw umber. I've gotten rid of the cobalt blue now, and I'm just using a bit of ultramarine blue and raw umber. Here I'm probably only going to use raw umber and white. Near the top there will be a few shots where I warm it up even more with yellow ochre and raw umber. The idea being, I would like the sky to be not too cold a gray, but a warmer gray, certainly as it comes closer to us, or as you get up higher in the sky. This is going to be very warm. These buildings are going to be very warm. So a very complementary gray behind it would be a sort of a deep bluish gray. And then as we get away from the buildings, I don't mind warming up the sky. I think in general it'll just give the painting a bit of a friendlier tone. Okay, that's it for the moment. We'll get back to you once this is washed in and I'm starting to play with the foreground. I lied again. Since several minutes ago I grew part of my brain back and suddenly realized, why am I using just a small brush to wash in this much area? The brush I was using, the brush I am using. So I thought, this will go fairly quickly, so I thought I'd just bring you online again here. You'll see that I'm varying things a little bit in the sky, because I don't want straight lines in the sky, and I'm having a slightly upward sweep. That's the plan anyway, because it's going to get lighter sooner here than it does here. You know, the light will be mostly reserved towards the top here. That's because the slope of my group of forms go down. I thought, well, there's no harm in maybe opposing that a little bit in the sky. So that's what I'm up to. And now that I'm actually using an appropriate size brush, I'll probably be done before next Tuesday. I don't know that I would use a brush this large when I'm doing the final painting. I tend not to. This particular brush would be quite soft to try to apply a lot of paint. Wouldn't be very good at the impasto effect, but I'm sure appreciating it for a wash-in at the moment. Oh, I'm going to run out of white here in a minute. Now I'm going just straight raw umber and white. How's that? A little higher value, slightly higher value. Yeah, I suppose. So, you know, I'm dipping down below here and contaminating my brush intentionally with some of the darker bluey stuff, and then I'm bringing some of that contamination up high. That's okay. You know, and if I decide to put a stronger design in the sky, that's okay. The whole sky is tinted gray. You know, now I don't have white canvas staring at me. And especially on a canvas this big, I really don't like to be staring at a lot of white canvas. It really throws your judgment off, throws my judgment off anyway, when it comes to gauging my values in other places on the painting. Oops. What am I doing here? I'm getting paint all over myself. Well, no. Just on 2 fingertips. Okay. Now for that touch of yellow ochre. And raw umber and white. I don't want to get in here, I don't want to make it too light, because yeah, that's too late. I'm reserving my highest values for the overpainting. You never want to go too bright, too high value, too early. That's just a bad idea. End up making work for yourself. just enough paint to finish this. I hate it when you get to an end of an area and you have to remix a bunch of paint just to match what you got going on. Because you didn't quite mix up enough the first time. And often that happens. Getting better at that over time, but it still happens. It's okay. All right. Now I'm going to say goodbye. Have a good day.